Bird of the day.
All
Bird of
right,
the
here we
day.
are.
Bird of the day.
Bird
My
of the
oh
day.
my, it's the bird of the day.
It's a bird of the day. The bird of the
Bird of
day.
the day.
We're gonna
Bird,
learn
bird,
about
bird.
a bird
Bird of the
today.
day.
So this bird is a very cool bird. This bird has quite a bit in common with my third ever bird of the day. And it's probably a good idea. It's been so long since I did that one because I think I've stepped up my game a little bit on my bird of the day. And today we're going to be learning about, it's like, well, what were the first birds that Twig did? Well, we know he started with the American crow. And then I think he did like, maybe it's just, actually, it might have been my second bird of the day. Because, you know, my earliest birds were like, I did the peregrine falcon really early. I did peafowl really early. But I think my second bird of the day ever was the scarlet macaw. Well, we're not learning about
Ooh.
scarlet macaws. Like, actually, there's scarlet macaw right above my head. Hi there, buddy. But no, we're not going to learn about scarlet macaws today. We're going to learn about blue and yellow macaws.
Bello. Bello.
From American crow to zebra finch. Yeah, darn right. But this one, oh, look at this. Look at these beautiful, beautiful birds. I mean, just the blue and yellow coloration is just gorgeous. Just an absolute gorgeous bird. I even got, you know, they're like blue and yellow and a little bit of green. They got little green hats.
And they could break your fingers off with no trouble.
Yeah. Yeah, they say that like a bird is like a toddler with bolt cutters on their face. Well, these guys have
Pretty
got bolt
much.
cutters in spades. That is a powerful, powerful beak. Well, let's learn a little bit more about it.
The pressure that you need to bite into a carrot is the same that you would need to break your finger. So, yeah.
I don't want to bite into a finger. That sounds bad.
Your brain literally stops you.
Yeah. So these guys are 30 to 34 inches long, although a significant portion of that is tail. Nice, like 20-inch body with like 14-inch tail. They got big tails. They got big tails. But they also got real big wings, 41 to 45-inch wingspan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, almost a 4-foot wingspan. It's pretty big. And they only weigh 2 to 3 pounds, but, you know, weighing 2 to 3 pounds, they need a big wingspan.
Like that.
What?
That's crazy. I wouldn't think they'd be so light.
I mean,
I guess I always forget that they're like 90% feathers.
Yeah, the only birds that really get over like 10 pounds are going to be like turkeys or something, or swans that, you know, are, you know, obviously things like emus and ostriches.
Right.
Don't fly. Penguins are also, but most birds that fly, you know, their bones are hollow. We have hollow bones. And that makes us nice and light and nimble flyers. Now these guys,
I think one of the reasons they figured out that dinosaurs were more closely related to birds than anything else was because a lot of the dinosaurs had hollow bones.
Yes, bone structure is very important. But it's kind of interesting. Like, not all dinosaurs evolved into birds. So most dinosaurs just died off, but there was certain families of dinosaurs that survived and evolved into birds.
That makes sense.
Yeah. The closest living relative to the Tyrannosaurus Rex is the domesticated chicken. That's one of my favorite fun facts.
I love that so much.
But I could see these guys being a descendant of an Archaeopteryx or something like that.
I would have to look that one up for sure.
These guys, nice long lifespans. In the wild, 30 to 35 years. That's pretty good for a wild bird. And it's very good for a wild bird. But there was old Charlie, was a blue and yellow macaw, who lived to be 117 years old.
Back in my day.
That's pretty old. That makes him one of the top 10 oldest birds on record. All of the oldest birds on record are parrots. Parrots are just the longest lived, but come on, Wisdom. You only got like another 40 years to go. You can do it. But yes, they are from the order Pistachiformes, which are parrots, and Pistachidae is kind of like what they call the true parrots. It's kind of your big ones, but well, we kind of really love their genus species name combo.
The ara 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 na.
Ara, ara.
Just go ara ara.
Ara ara rauna. It's it's like someone saying that.
I could do the first two.
Like our friend Luna, who's streaming right now doing her birthday thing. It's just like someone Japanese going and finding her attractive, like ara ara runa.
Ara.
Ara ara.
There we go. Ara.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. That becomes one of my favorite scientific names. Though it's still probably third place after the European or the Eurasian eagle owl, which is Bubo Bubo, and the Eurasian magpie, which is Pika Pika.
Pikachu?
Yes. But as you can see, these guys here are Amazonian birds. You look at there, it's like, oh, yeah, the Amazon rainforest. That's where they live. Little bits up there in the bits of Colombia and Venezuela, mostly in Brazil, but yeah, a little bit Peru and Bolivia and the Guyanas and those wonderful countries there where thick forest, it's where they like to live, but they also have been seen in urban areas because their parents are smart. They go where food is. Let's learn a little bit about how they make more of them. So these guys, as you can see, they make their nests inside tree hollows. You can see them kind of poking out there. It's hard to get a good picture of the inside of a wild nest because they keep them very well secluded. Very smart. Very hard for predators to get inside of them. And, you just kind of keep them safe inside there. But on the bottom there, you can see those are some born in captivity. And you can see those are fresh newborns, and they're little gremlins. They're
Skin
tiny
babies.
little wingless gremlins. So,
Skin babies.
Skin babies.
Skin babies.
Yes. Give us raw fruit, Father. Yes.
Yo, boy wants French fries.
Yeah. Now, these guys, they don't do a big, elaborate mating display. Really, it's the men or the boys try and get the girls through showing off their feathers. And the brighter and more vibrant their feathers are, the more likely a lady is going to choose to mate them. And usually this is going to happen when they're 3 or 4 years old.
Feathers.
Yeah. 3 or 4 years old is usually when they try and find a mate. And once they pick that mate, typically they will then mate for life. Those two will become a bonded pair that will stick together until one of them dies, which is so sweet, so wonderful.
It really is.
And depending on how old they are, they may find a new mate if the other one dies, but they really like that. And now, it's with a thing like this, the males and females usually are going to be pretty egalitarian, but this is a case where the female does all the incubating, and the male is basically her own private, food delivery system while she's incubating. He'll go out there, he'll find delicious foods, he'll bring it to the nest so she can eat, and she can stay cozy in the nest.
Getting some nest dash there.
But once the chicks are born, then both parents will take turns feeding the babies and taking care of them. And I guess the females are probably like, oh, good, I can finally get out of this goddamn nest and spread my wings.
I have a not so fun fact about the babies.
What's that?
So they lay 2 to 3 eggs, but there will always be a larger one, and usually the other 2 will die.
Yeah,
it's
happens.
Sad,
that happens a lot.
Not uncommon, yeah.
And baby bird nests, it's
just like blue jays who just kick other eggs out.
Yeah, or
nice.
Cuckoo birds who lay a much larger baby in the nest of a different kind of bird, and then yeah. Look.
Birds be birds.
The first year of life for a bird is a very, very hard one. Those first 6 months, they're real rough. They're real rough.
Oh yeah.
But the chicks, once they're born, they'll typically stick with their parents for about a year. Maybe sometimes longer. Sometimes they grow up and stay in the same flock as their parents, and sometimes they go find a new flock. It varies. It varies because if they're in an area, they find a good mate. Maybe their mate sticks around. They stick around. It's nice.
It is nice. That's my plan.
Mm-hmm.
My partner will never get away from me.
Now, as I said, these are very, very social birds, and they usually live in large flocks, sometimes as small as like maybe only like a dozen, but sometimes up to hundreds of them. They'll
Oh, wow.
they'll move around from place to place. They don't so much migrate, but they'll have a pretty broad range, and they'll fly from place to place wherever they can find the most abundant food. They are very adaptable. They're very, very intelligent. These are some of the most intelligent birds on the planet. Macaws are kind of considered to be the second most intelligent type of parrot after the African greys that, well, we talked about them a little bit earlier. Cursing. But these guys, you could absolutely teach a macaw to swear. No problem to teach one of these guys to swear. They're excellent, excellent mimics. But they always say, one thing when I was researching them, all of them say is like, if you want to have a blue and yellow macaw, don't be a person who likes peace and quiet, because these guys are loud and they talk a lot.
They are simply the huskies of the bird world.
Pretty much. They are going to be screaming, chirping, chattering, making all different kinds of sounds all day, every day, and they might drive you nuts. But, I don't necessarily see that as a bad thing. I mean, in the Amazon rainforest, it's a big open area. Big open area that's super loud with lots of sounds. They got to be loud to stand out and communicate with each other. It's their natural way of being. So,
fair enough. That makes sense.
But you just awesome.
But don't tell them your secrets.
Now, we were talking about eating fingers earlier, but though these guys are capable of biting your finger off, they probably wouldn't unless they were really feeling scared and threatened, because these guys are vegetarians. They do not eat meat. They might inadvertently eat a bug or two here or there, just because when you're eating fruits and stuff, there's probably gonna be a bug. There's gonna be some ants on stuff, but they don't specifically go for the ants or the big bugs. They like nuts and they like fruits, and that big beak is real strong, and you can get something like a real hard walnut, and they're gonna crack that open no problem.
Just like my skull.
Just like your skull, little bunny skull.
Yeah, bunny
These guys
skull.
could probably be pretty vicious predators if they wanted to be. But now being fruit eaters actually makes them very important, because they will eat a fruit that has seeds in it, and they will then poop those seeds out and help spread those seeds around. So they're actually very important for spreading around seeds and stuff in the environment, and they do a lot of that. But here's the funny thing. A lot of the berries that they eat are poisonous. Not good for you. But the thing is, if they get a berry and they get like a little bit of a tummy ache from it, they've been known to then go onto the ground and eat clay. And the clay apparently absorbs and neutralizes the toxins. So, yeah, they found a way to like, oh, that's a bad berry. I'm going to eat some clay. So I guess they're not good enough at knowing what berries are good berries and what berries are bad berries all the time.
Fair enough.
Now,
I wonder how their color side is.
Oh, excellent. Probably better than humans.
Nice.
Parrots have excellent eye color, and they're saying that they can see beyond the visual spectrum that humans can see, and there's some like ability to see like infrared stuff and just like colors and like, I mean, It's hard to describe. It's like, how do you describe a color that a human can't see to a human?
Right, exactly. They have more, I can't remember if it's called corneal cones or something
cones.
like that.
Yeah, whereas humans have 3 cones, they have 4.
Because there's the rainbow shrimp that also has that?
Yes.
No, yes.
Yeah. They have
shrimp.
Absolutely excellent eyesight. Eyesight far superior to that of humans. And so, I don't know.
We're just kind
Still
of
doesn't help them identify a berry, apparently.
Pretty colors must eat.
With wavelengths, yes. So many waves, so many lengths. Now, I did talk about how, these guys, one of them did live to 117 in captivity. This is a bird that does adapt well to captivity. They do make good pets, but they're extremely high maintenance pets. So if you ever want to have one as a pet, you need to give it...
They are basically a child.
Honestly, instead of having a cage, you need to almost have like a room for them. Because they're big birds. They need space to move around. And they live in flocks. They require a lot of companionship. So you might want to think about getting two. You might want to think about, giving them plenty to play with and interaction and make them your good friend. These guys are notorious when they're in captivity to considering certain humans to be close friends, family, loved dearest ones, and hating everybody else. So if you ever see one in, unless their owner specifically says it's okay, don't touch one, because
Agreed.
they don't know you, they almost certainly don't trust you, and you're going to make them uncomfortable, and you then may get bit by a beak that is capable of crushing a walnut.
And I have no idea what that feels like. Not at all.
Look, even the people that they love, you have a pet parrot, you're gonna get bit at some point. It's just gonna happen. You're gonna get bit.
Or if you have one that likes you, because I had a neighbor who had, I think it was a blue and yellow macaw, but I could be wrong. But he liked a love bite, and that gave me a blood blister from hell.
Well, yeah, that's the thing,
but
is that like a lot of what they do, they do a lot of like preening behavior on each other and help preen each other's feathers and do that. And it's a love language to them, but it's going to hurt a human a lot more than it's going to hurt another bird.
We just got the skin part. That's it.
Yeah.
Fleshy skin bits.
So, yeah. And I say is if you ever want to have one of these as your pets, is you better do a crap load of research and a crap load of prep work and be willing to really put in the work to make a good space for them and a loving space for them, and be ready for the long haul, because you could give one of these parrots to your 10-year-old child and the parrots could outlive them.
Yep. That is true. It's insane.
One funny thing is that, they've got that, that the white and black on their face, that is exposed skin. And
yes,
they will blush around humans they like.
Which is the cutest thing ever.
It's so cute. And they'll fluff their feathers up. So there's a lot of behaviors that they do, but yeah, they're super cute. They're super cute.
They're the babies.
And I'm happy to report that in the Amazon where they live, they are thriving. And their populations are stable or growing in most areas. Now, obviously, deforestation is the biggest threat to them, but currently they are considered a species of least concern. So we don't need to worry about losing them anytime soon, unless, they keep electing people in Brazil that want to, for some reason, bulldoze the Amazon.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, that's not good.
It drives me nuts.
But, so what are my thoughts? Well, I mean, this is about as good as a bird gets without being a corvid. They're beautiful. They're intelligent. They're social. I mean, I look at all the lists of things that if I want a list of all the things that I say make for a great bird, I mean, they're pretty much ticking all the boxes. I got nothing negative to say about these guys. This is one of my favorite birds. They're my favorite species of macaw because I love that coloration. The gold really and
gorgeous.
Like they
the little green top on this one.
Yeah,
that's pretty.
It's just cute.
Yeah.
It's just the vibrancy of that gold and yellow and just the blue. It's just the electric blue. It's just such a beautiful, and yeah, you know me. I love smart birds, and these are about as smart as they come. They are better than crows at linguistics, but they are not as good at crows. Better than most
humans.
But they're not as good at crows at problem solving and tool usage. So that's why they say it's just like, what's the smartest bird? Well, that's the thing, is like intelligence is very multidimensional, and there's not really, some birds are better at some things than others, but I'd say these guys are at least equally as smart as crows, and so we respect
aren't crows in their like Iron Age learning tools that are more?
Oh yeah.
I can't think of the word, but yeah, I just thought I saw something on it the other day. I think probably on a TikTok. Twig is the smartest bird.
Yes, I am smartest bird.
But yeah,
that's well known.
the fact that they're learning how to use more complex tools, that's the word.
Yes. Yeah, tools that have multiple parts and pieces and multiple functions. They're very impressive, and yeah.
That's why I love them so much.
It's announced usually in March, and you only have until like May.
I'm hearing another voice coming through.
Oh, that would be my husband upstairs. I was wondering if you guys could hear that. I'm still working on a space that doesn't bring in as much sound, but we kind of have limited areas that our internet will actually stretch to. So we're working on it slowly.
You what you gotta do. It's okay. It's fine. But we're gonna call this bird of the day done, and we're gonna get ourselves back to the studio. Unless you got something else you want to say about this macaw.
I want to pet it. That's all.
But only if it wants me to pet it.
Yes.
All right, let's head back to the studio.